Rolling coverage of the Boeing 737-9 groundings do continue, and there have been new updates following a statement from one of the affected parties, that being United Airlines. The major airline based in the United States has outlined how it believes the 737-9 will eventually be able to return to service. This statement really follows the lack of clarity being provided by other parties on the developing situation. United are in fact being commended for this statement, which gives us a lot more information on the next steps. United says that it is awaiting Boeing to issue a multi-operator message. This follows the Emergency Airworthiness Directive issued by the FAA. A multi-operator message is essentially speaking a bulletin provided by the plane maker when there's a specific aircraft type around the world that requires work to be undertaken of a similar nature. Now, we don't know the work that needs to be done at the moment, but we know that the one aircraft type in the spotlight is the 737-9. This message is also crucial for the Federal Aviation Administration, who will then be able to formulate an official means of compliance for their AD, which at the moment is pretty vague. United Airlines removed all its Boeing 737-9s from service in response to the EAD, the Emergency Airworthiness Directive from the FAA, which resulted in a total of 79 units being parked. As part of the airline's process to understanding the problem and also being proactive, it has already begun removing the inner panel to access the emergency door. Additionally, preliminary inspections have begun while the carrier awaits more formal instructions. These instructions have been a pretty large focal point as the investigations begin, with those being impacted by the groundings pretty unclear on the process that they should be undertaking moving ahead to get these jets not just inspected but reapproved. At the conclusion of a daily press conference involving the NTSB, who note that this was their first full day, it was revealed also that the door plug had been found. The finding was thanks to a local man named Bob, who had found the part that became detached from the 737-9 in his backyard of all places. Securing the door plug is absolutely essential to the NTSB and all relevant parties in their ongoing investigations, as it will allow for the better understanding of what transcribed. Additionally, it'll mean for Boeing they can provide further clarification in their multi-operator message. In the newest brief by the NTSB, the chair announced that they do not have anything from the cockpit voice recorder. This is because the data was overridden, as the circuit breaker was not pulled in time. What many do label as embarrassing, and what the NTSB wasn't afraid to say that they've been trying to get changed for some time, but to no avail. Ultimately, the incident thus far has been nothing short of a tad messy for all involved, with back and forths, a lack of information, missing parts, groundings, and just a lot of vagueness about what is next. If you have any thoughts on just some of these updates, whether it is the process outlined by United, maybe the cockpit voice recorder, or something else, you can let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate you tuning into this rolling coverage, and to be sure to stay tuned if there is anything else that comes to light in the following days or even hours.
And we'll fly.